Hi there, Leon Marinus here. Been a while since I've done a video, but I've had a special request to do something on sales. So today I want to highlight 5 key areas of sales that is going to turn you from an average salesperson into someone who closes deals 8 to 9 times out of 10. So those 5 areas I'm going to be talking to first and foremost is the importance of the first impression. This is vital. If you are going to go to a client or a prospective client, you have to get the right first impression. So I have a rule of thumb. I'm always punctual. I'm 15 minutes ahead of time for any meeting I attend. My appearance should be who I am. Sometimes salespeople also feel like, we should be dressing up in suits and ties, and it really comes down to the industry. But generally, I have found that if you are comfortable, you look presentable, and you also are comfortable within who you are, you also tend to present better, and you also tend to be more comfortable in communication. And then how you initially greet that person, whether this be via a cold call or whether it be face to face, or whether you're walking through the door. Your personality, the way you are communicating, the way you speak, the way you present yourself is vitally important, because this really establishes the trust factor from the beginning. And the main thing about sales is being a trusted authority. You've got to have people believe in who you are. I have found numerous times it's not always the product or the service that sells, it's the person. So that's important. And then also next is understanding the needs of your customer. So whichever industry you're in, if you are just going out to sell a product or a service, it's not going to happen. You first and foremost have to understand the need of the customer, because at the end of the day, what are you selling? You're selling a solution to someone's problems. So if you don't understand the need or the problem that that potential customer have, you're not going to sell. It's quite simple. So make sure you understand the needs, understand the challenges, and then highlight the techniques and what it is that your service or your product solves for them. And that will increase your chances of selling by at least 50%. And then making sure you present the value proposition to the customer. You've got to effectively communicate your product or services. You've got to be able to focus on the features that meet the needs of the potential customer. A lot of times I've seen salespeople walk into an office or even to my office trying to sell me something, and they don't really understand first and foremost my needs. Secondly, they don't understand how to position the value proposition. So all I get is like this created selling spiel that basically just goes blah, 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 blah. And unfortunately, that is not going to get you the sales. So make sure you understand the customer, understand your value proposition, understand the needs and the problems, and how your solution solves those problems. Because if you focus on that and you can show the potential customer how you are going to solve their problems and how you're going to turn things around, or how you're going to bring in new business for them, that is what is going to ultimately put you a step forward in the sales process. Being able to handle objections. This is always an interesting one. I find a lot of salespeople tend to struggle, and not just salespeople, but this is videos for entrepreneurs, business owners, whoever, struggle to handle objections. And the reason for not being able to handle objections is either a lack of knowledge, a lack of preparation, or not understanding your customer or the potential customer well enough. And here is a very big thing that I have found with salespeople, is they don't know how to shut up. You've got to be able to keep quiet. In sales, listening is a lot more important than talking. Build the connection, build the relationship. If you are able to listen to your customer and understand what they are saying, you are able to answer what they are wanting to hear. If you are going to be talking and just trying to do a sales pitch, you're going to lose the connection. You're not going to have the sale. People are not going to listen to you. So learn to keep quiet, learn to be able to understand. I always say to my team, don't listen to listen. Listen to understand. Don't listen to respond. You got to listen with a way of understanding your potential customer, understanding where they're coming from, and a lot of times by doing this, you'll be able to flush out any objections before it even happens, because your customer will talk to you about their circumstances, whether it's a good month, bad month, cash flows, whether they are, dealing with any specific problems, and you sort of can handle this, in a very professional way, but also in a casual way, which also makes the customer a lot more comfortable. And then we're going to talk about closing techniques. Closing techniques are vital. Again, I'm saying it really does come down to keeping quiet. I always tell my team, first and foremost, if I do a proposal to a potential customer, I always have two proposals. I have a proposal that I think that customers should go for, and that's the one I will present and pitch first. But then I always have a backup, but I never bring out the backup proposal before I have gone through the process of the first one. Then what I do is, when I do ask the customer for the sale, I keep quiet. Remember, the first one to talk loses. So when you present your proposal and you've gone through the proposal, keep quiet, wait for the answer. If you are going to talk first, you're going to lose the sale. What I have found, a lot of salespeople or people that are going out to find new business, the mistake they are making is they would present the proposal, and then it's usually followed by a bit of silence from the customer's side, and panic sets in. Immediately in your mind you're going, is it too expensive? Have I presented the wrong thing? Is the customer going to say no? And out of desperation, they tend to then immediately go, but we can maybe look at a discount, we can do that. Don't do that. Always just keep quiet, wait for the response. If the response then comes up and going, listen, it's slightly out of our budget, or whatever the case might be, then usually I would bring out my second proposal, which is a little bit less, and I would pitch that to them as, this is where we're going to start. This is then maybe within your budget. This is what we can do. Let's get going with this. So do that. The other advice I can give you is never ask questions that you don't know the answer to. So I would never sit in a meeting, whether it's a sales meeting or any meeting, for example, I never ask a question I don't have the answer to. And also, I never ask a question that can give me a no. So, for example, if you're cold calling, if you're looking for new business and you're making the phone call, I would never ask the question like, are you willing to meet with me? Because I can get a no. I would go, I've got a solution for you. I would like to come and present to you. What suits you? Thursday at 10 or Monday at 12? I'm giving two options. Both outcomes are going to work for me. I'm going to get the meeting. If I'm sitting in a pitch or in a proposal scenario where I'm presenting, again, I'll be answering questions or asking questions whereby there's not a no answer. So it's either I'm going to get a yes on this or a yes on that. I'm going to get one or the other. Either way, it's a win for me. So those are just a few things when it comes to sales. Again, if you guys would like other topics, if you'd like videos on anything else, let me know. Comment, tell me what you'd like me to do, and I will be sure to do something on it for you. Have a lekker day.